Hi everyone. Right, this is a video response for Nick doing the tabletop tales. Now, I have got two, I think. Um, First one was a game at the War Games Holiday Centre in Basingstoke. First and only time I've ever been. It must have been about 8 years ago, I suppose. Yeah. And I went with two friends and we went for a Waterloo weekend. And I have to say, as a spectacle and playing on such huge tables and um, with so many figures, it was brilliant. Um, my experience of it, I didn't do particularly well, I have to say. I was playing in the Grand Manor rules, never played them before, never played them since. And I was against a German guy who knew these rules inside and out. He didn't even have to look at the tables um, for all the calculations and all this sort. And it's quite an old school set of rules. So it has got quite a few tables and so he was on the. I was on the French right, and I had a couple of divisions and the Plan-Samois area to protect, and then I was against this German fella, can't remember his name, in front of me and he was Papalot and all that type of stuff. And then for some bizarre reason, on the Saturday afternoon, mid-afternoon, like 2 o'clock, the Prussians arrived, and it wasn't just it was a whole corps with reserve with other elements. So it was a huge amount, and in game time it was probably at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the day. So literally, I was right up against it and this other guy who was the Prussians, who also knew the rules really well, and I was just out on a limb, getting my getting my ass kicked basically. But I have to say, it's memorable because of the whole scale of it. Mark, the owner and who ran it, was a real gentleman, really nice guy, and actually, it was a thoroughly enjoyable weekend, and the spectacle was great. But I did get my ass handed to me on a plate. But yeah, so that was the first one. Second one was probably a game I had with a friend of mine 2 years ago, and I still refer to it now. And it was a 7 years war game, 15 mil, 7 years war game, up at his house. Big table, probably about a 12 foot by 6 foot table, maybe even 15 foot, and we had loads of stuff on the table. And I had this, I had my defensive area. I just had these two ridges, and then it went down into this valley. And he was coming across the table, and he was up, and I just thought to myself, "Oh, that's a good field of fire there. If he comes up that valley, I've got him." And I basically had some cannon, artillery batteries, one on each ridge, and then one in reserve behind. And so he started moving forward. I thought I hold the ridge, and I feinted on the right, sorry, and went up. And I only moved about 12 inches, hardly anything. But then I suddenly realised he'd put all his eggs in one basket, and he was going up this valley in the centre. And I thought, oh, well. And I had plenty of time because he had quite a long way to go. So I just rearranged my artillery. And he literally, we laugh and joke about it still to this day, because he kept on coming. And I mowed down 4, 5, 6 brigades just because I moved my cannon. So I had literally had 3 batteries crossfiring into this valley. And he kept on coming. I routed God knows how many, and I lost nothing. He then started moving some troops on his left, my right, of which I think I lost a stand of infantry from a regiment that was neither here nor there, and that was it. But literally, it was like feeding into a meat grinder, all these troops, and I thought, I have never lost so few, but caused so much mayhem in my entire. It was fantastic, and I had to do, and it was like it was his Hougoumont. It was like it was like a fly to a flame, and he was like, "Oh," like and he just kept churning all his infantry, and I just kept firing away. And even if I missed with one, I'd hit with another, and then all this, and then if he got even vaguely close, they'd just turn into canister, and it just blew him away. Brilliant, loved it. Anyway, there we go. That's my tales from the tabletop. And yeah, a really good idea, Nick. Well done. See you all later. Bye.